Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of What a Gift, the podcast where we're trying to go from being yucky to feeling lucky. I'm Sarah.
I'm Jule, and today we're diving into best days ever and musicals.
Okay.
Gonna get, say it with me, nerdy again. But meanwhile, Sarah, how's life? What's new?
Life is good, Jewel. Thanks for asking. So good to be with you. I got a walking pad recently.
Oh,
Amazon
okay.
it.
I've been influenced. I've been wanting to get one. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what? Why aren't I walking on a treadmill while I watch TV?
Exactly. I have just, I think, come to the realization that I'm gonna watch TV and it will take priority over getting outside for a walk every day. So why not do both? I live in a world where I can, so I should, and I am. So the funny thing is, we have talked before about people who leave reviews and they really are doing the Lord's work. I spend so long, if I'm making a big purchase like that, looking at every review, seeing what people say, like, yeah, basically trying to find every bit of information I can before making the purchase. And I feel confident. I feel like I got a good one. It's quiet. I can hear the TV. It doesn't have a railing, which is kind of scary sometimes. I feel like if I look around or doing something else besides looking at the TV or looking at my feet, I could easily fall off. But otherwise, feeling good. I'm liking it. Feeling energetic. Getting the steps in.
I love that. Getting the steps in. That's awesome. I know. Something could have like hundreds of stellar reviews, and then there will be like this one angry person who's like, I broke my neck. And
I'm like, not getting it.
Yeah, okay. Totally. Delete the link. Like, yeah.
Exactly. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm a little peckish at the moment, actually. And so Chris, my husband, and I, we've been like trying to find the best breakfast sandwich in our immediate neighborhood.
Yeah, that's vital.
Over the weekend, I had such a good one. Okay. These were the ingredients. It was like, okay, everything bagel. Mine had chicken sausage, and then grilled onions and egg and cheese and pesto. Okay.
Whoa. Okay.
And the cheese is really important. So in Philadelphia, I think it's in Philly, maybe elsewhere, definitely it's East Coast. Like there's a cheese called Cooper Sharp. Have you heard of that?
No.
Okay, it's like this. It's basically like an elevated American.
Okay.
It has the perfect flavor. Like if you go to Philly and you got a cheesesteak, like you should ask for Cooper Sharp cheese. It's the best cheesesteak cheese.
Okay, wow.
Anyway, so this bagel is basically a sausage, egg, and cheese with pesto, grilled onions, and Cooper Sharp.
Okay.
And it just was perfect because sometimes we're doing too much, with breakfast sandwiches. Like,
couldn't agree more.
We don't have to be doing all that, but something about the pesto and the grilled onion really sent it over. Yeah. So, man, if I had a wish right now, it would be right here on my lap.
Have you ever had something like that and you go home and you try to recreate it?
Yeah.
My parents tried to do that once. They had, I don't remember what trip they took, but they came back and they're like, we had the most amazing breakfast at our B&B. And I'm like, okay, wow, flex. And my dad recreated it for every Sunday for a year. And it was crazy. It was every breakfast item on a pile on a plate. It was hash browns and then eggs and sausage and a biscuit and country gravy and it was just and then a pile of shredded cheese on the top. It was crazy. They're like, it's the most delicious thing I've ever eaten. And I'm like because it's every breakfast food just in one bite.
That's so funny. I'm actually really good at making breakfast sandwiches at home, but but yeah, I think you have to follow your own path. You can't try to recreate something from a restaurant because there's always unknown things that you
so true.
Didn't realize were in it.
That's
but
squirt bottle of MSG.
Exactly. Yeah. So, okay. So as everyone knows, every week we bring forward a couple gifts that we unwrap. Because we're trying to become grateful people, dwelling in the good. So I think it's time to unwrap our gifts this week. Yeah. So Sarah, what are you unwrapping today? I
am unwrapping best days ever. And I think, to preface, I think we've all had those times we look back on for me, it's I can think of a few days where I look back and I'm like, that really was like the best day ever. Like, and it often wasn't, it wasn't like the trip to Harry Potter World or like my day out in London or something. Like, it was often like kind of a surprise, you know, like it was just an ordinary thing. But like the group of people were amazing. Everyone had great attitudes. Like maybe we shared good food or like we just rested well or played well together or whatever.
Totally.
And it just, they're just
like
iconic.
One of those days where you suddenly look around and you're like, this is what life should be like. Yeah.
And we're like so sad when the day is over. It's like no one wants to go to bed.
Yeah.
You're just like, I just want to be here forever with you, you know?
And I feel like a hallmark of that kind of day is like, if it gives you life after the fact. Like I feel like there's so many experiences that like it's like, okay, yeah, like you're saying, oh, I'm going for this like event or experience or I'm spending money on this thing, and then it's one and done and you're like, oh, that was expensive, or okay, well, glad we did that. But like but I feel like it, like if I'm understanding your premise of best days ever, it's like the ones where it like gives you life to the degree where like 4 days later you're just like at your desk at work like,
totally,
I'm loved and I'm lucky, like
I was like, yes, this is the art of living, like I have mastered it.
Seriously. But it can also make you so depressed of like like, why do we have to go to work every day? And like like, okay, you know, like the prayer, the Hail Holy Queen, there are some times where I'm like, this is a valley of tears, like like as a kid I would just rattle through those words, and now I always think of that mourning and weeping in this valley of tears as I'm like driving to work, just like
no, I saw,
and like they really did something with that phrase. But
as the gifties know, we are chronically online, and I saw this reel today that was like, this girl is that she was like in her car and she's like, tell me why the UV will peak at 10 today and I am shackling myself to my desk at work. Like, she's like, I'm just better when I'm tan. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, Philadelphia.
So that's a whole side note, but like, it's true. It's like, are we working to live or are we living to work? Like,
seriously,
let's get it together.
Philadelphia had like 2025 had a streak in Philadelphia where every single weekend it has rained, like and even to the point where the meteorologists are like, it's been 14 weeks, like they're like, the water cycle's really doing something, like it was, I'm not kidding, like. And so it's always like
business days were so sunny.
The instant you clock out, we're just like, okay, like the bleakest gray rain.
Yeah.
Okay, but so do you have some best days ever?
Oh, for sure, yeah, I do.
To share?
Yeah, one I feel like I go back to all the time was, it was a little bit more special than an ordinary day. We had like rented a cabin up in the mountains, and it was though a random assortment of people. It was like the guy who like was leading the charge just kind of invited like all of his friends, and it was leading up to kind of like a work offsite for him. So his team and everyone was gonna like be trickling in. But to start, for like the first 2 days, it was just like random of us that were there. And like some of them were married with kids. Some of us were single and just like hanging out and derping around it. But there was like a puzzle on the on the coffee table that people were coming and going for. There was just like, people making like, we had kind of assigned meals, you know, so people are making like their favorite meal for everyone throughout the day. People are leaving to go on a hike. People are taking a nap. Like the day for the most part was like so leisurely and fun. And of course you're in Colorado and like the sun is shining. Like it's like a beautiful blue sky, couple clouds scattered in day. And then at night it's like, you could just tell like the energy was like so good, and the kids were like behaved for the most part, but like the parents, I don't know, I feel like after our dinner conversation everyone just kind of looked around and one of the dads was like, okay, I think we put our kids to bed and we go downstairs and put on some music and we party. And I was like, okay, we can do that, sure. So anyways, they put their kids to bed, they go downstairs and they put on like some like country swing dancing songs. They're like twirling their wives around, they're like dancing with us, you know, and then they start to play like their first dance songs, and it was like so precious. We're like reliving this like moment. And like it sounds so lame, but like I don't know, it was just like so cool to see them like love each other, and like they didn't play the whole song, thank God. It was like a few seconds, but then and then the vibes changed and we're like dancing to Backstreet Boys, and like it was just like good, clean fun kind of thing, you know. And it just like, yeah, it's one of those moments where you had to be there, but it's like I often look back on that day because I feel like the next day when we all like parted ways because the teams were coming in for like the work event, it was like, yeah, like all of us, you could just look at anyone in the room and like you could just see their heart was like so full, almost like everyone was like on cloud nine. It was like
totally,
there was like no drama. It was excellent conversation. It was like, I don't know, it was like good vibes all around. It was just so fun.
No, I know what you mean. And like I honestly think sometimes like the most profound experiences in life or things in life, when you actually try to articulate them, you're like, well, this doesn't sound good. But a lot of the time it's because of the kind of like intangibles of like, it's like the thing that defines best days ever is 100% the relationships at play. Like
totally.
So you could list like the activities, like, and it's like, oh, that sounds awesome. Like, but it's like, it's so much more about like that experience of being so like known and accepted and like, and not just known and accepted, but like celebrated. Like the idea of like, oh, these people like chose me and like love me and know exactly who I am, and I can just like laugh and be myself. Like, I don't know, I feel like those kind of intangibles of like the relationships, I feel like are what make just like dancing to songs or making a fun dinner like something that is literally supernatural, like where you're like, okay, so like this is what it's meant to be like. I feel like my friend Mike, who you know, friend of the show,
shout out.
He is like somebody who he's a long distance friend who lives in the Midwest, and like it's when we get together, it's like, okay, actually have a phrase, if we can, we must. That's so where fun. We try to like maximize every moment type thing. And I can think like when I like think of my catalog of best days ever, like so many of them are with him, because we just have like this kindred thing of like, if not now, when? Like, you know, like and
time is precious.
And also I think like we're both appreciative people, especially Mike, where like in the middle of us doing something fun, he'll look around and be like, this is awesome. Like, oh yeah, you like, and no. Like, yeah. And I think of like, there's been a couple weekends in Philly where like Mike's been like, I just want to like see some friends get away, and a couple of our other friends have come, and there's like so many, but the most notable one, it was like, I know we're doing best days ever, but it was a weekend. But
tell me.
Okay, we called it the Great Philly Check-In. Okay. And it was like multiple long distance friends, you know, in different cities
convene,
and we were like, we're gonna spend a weekend in Philly, and a lot of them had been like, wow, Jule loves Philly so much, like I haven't experienced it. And this was kind of, I was like, come to Philadelphia this summer and you will experience it. So we literally had Zoom meetings leading up to this weekend where I prepared a PowerPoint, and I was like, here are the characters at play, here are the settings at play, here are the proposed activities. Like, and we like, part of the joy of it was those meetings, like where we would like we'd be at work or something, and we'd all like suddenly get on a Zoom meeting together, and we'd be like, Mike, would you please open us in prayer? Like, and then we'd all be like, okay, we're gonna quickly go around the horn and say how we come, you know, like we're like doing a full meeting just to plan this dumb weekend. And then going through I still have all the PowerPoints of like where we had these proposals for activities. But so the weekend itself, it was like a long weekend. It was fall break for me, so I like had, the world was my oyster. And it don't worry, I'm not gonna go through every activity we did, although I happily would. But it started with like, they arrived on like on an evening, and so we immediately went to a trivia night at like one of the best bars in Philly. And then the next day like went to a museum. Like we had mass like in my friend's living room. Like we like once again, I'm like, the exact thing is happening where I'm listing the activities. It's like, oh, cool, that sounds fun. Fun. Anyway, then we went.
The look on my face is, I wish I was there.
Then that night we went to like this BYOB dinner, which like, I guess BYOBs are everywhere. In Philly, they're like a big thing where, because it's like, whatever. It's hard to get a liquor license in Philly. I won't break down the restaurant scene, but But it's just fun because you can like bring your own bottle of wine. And like on this night, like our friend Nathan brought like all the ingredients for like Negronis and like
like
our server was like, do you need like an extra table for these ingredients you brought? Like
for your bar?
Yeah. And then anyway, so that was so fun. Then like the next day we went to a college football game. It was like because one of our friends is like a huge Sarah, another mutual friend.
Yeah.
Huge
shout out.
Nebraska Cornhuskers fan, go Big Red. So we like, and they happened to be in the Philly area.
Okay.
And so we like tailgated, went to this football game. Anyway,
so fun.
Then we like played ultimate frisbee in my parents' backyard, blah blah. And then the crazy thing about that weekend is it culminated with one of my favorite things, a house party.
Yeah, of course.
And the joy of just like we had done all these like we had just been living to the full to such an extent. We'd been laughing so much, especially like playing frisbee. Like we had like been running around all day. It was like a perfect fall day. And then we're all together at our friend's house, and like just like I can't explain just the joy of like we are so lucky and life is so good. Yeah. And then that was the house party where I met my husband.
Whoa, okay.
This was
that was
the best days ever. Like, yeah, it was actually crazy. But it was crazy because prior to meeting him, like at that party, I remember having this thought the whole weekend of like,
could not get better.
So lucky. Like I have, sure, am I like the most single woman in America? Yes. Like, but like, I have these full relationships like that are so life-giving and real. And like, I was like, if this is what life is, like, I'm okay with it. Like, I remember thinking that thought, like,
that's awesome.
Which is such a, like, I feel like annoying married people always say, like, you have to embrace your life and love yourself and being single. And then they got, you know, like, and you're just like, I will kill you with a gun. But I actually was in that moment of like, I love my life and I'm content. And then like the door opened and my husband walked in. It was crazy. Anyway, so I like.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And it's ever since then, I feel like we've been trying to recreate that weekend. And sometimes it isn't quite the same, but it's still like, if you could have a few of those relationships where you're like, oh, this isn't just fun. Like, this is joy. Then it's so worth like clearing your schedule, finding a day, finding a weekend, making the trip, like, and going for those types of hangs because it's like, what else is life about?
Exactly.
Literally, what else?
Well, you know what I always say, Jule. Pretty is what you are. Beauty is what you do with it. And yeah, I think recreating it. Sorry, that was so stupid. I think recreating it is like so tempting always, but it's like sometimes you just gotta let the memory be its own character in the story of your life. One of my best days ever that I think of is when we went to a destination wedding in Miami.
Yes, you and I.
Yes, yeah, and we like arrive at the airport. Well, first of all, there were so many people on our flight.
Right, like it was a bunch of our friends converging in Miami.
Yeah, and then we rented.
It felt like a movie.
I know. Well, we land, and then like all the guys are like rummaging through their suitcases for their swim trunks because they're going straight to the bachelor party on a boat. Do you remember this? And like all their wives, bless them, had to like take all their crap with them. But me and you were just like, we're here, like, welcome to Miami. And anyways, we get in the car with Shelby and she rents a Dodge Charger.
Well, I remember at the rental car company, for some reason, the only available car, there was like 12 Dodge Chargers in a row, and we were like, okay, we are embracing our Miami vibe in these cars.
And she's like this tiny woman, and like
it really set the tone. I was like, we are in Miami Vice. Like,
and I think we listened to Cleopatra by
the Lumineers.
Yeah,
it had just come out. We were like, all right, we should see this new
which
album.
Is not a Miami song, but it is forever ingrained in like this feeling of like I am having the best time. Like, we are here. I don't know. That was such a fun weekend.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I think too, like, this is kind of a random detail, but at the time, like, that we had that fun wedding weekend, I was like one of the brokest people in the world. Like, I was like one of the poorest times of my life. And like, it didn't matter. Like, we just like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time, these like peak experiences like are not about money or what you're wearing, or like, even though that sounds so like saccharine to say, like, but I feel like if you scroll long enough, you're like, I need to completely change my face, hair, outfit. I need to like be in Italy on a boat. You know, like I'll every summer I'm like, how is everybody in Europe right now? Like, and I don't know. You'll have this idea of like, in order to have the best day ever, these ingredients are essential. And like, I really think the only essential ingredient is like relationship. Like,
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Honestly. Yeah. We are truly blessed. I think there's just something about, I think those true friends that like, I don't know, like, I think when you start to understand love as like willing the best for someone else, then it's like, like you just want to like lay down your life for a friend. I don't know. And like, you can do that in small ways by like just listening instead of like listening to respond and like to receive someone. And I think when all the ingredients are right, you just get these like iconic days that like really fuel you. Like, shortly after that cabin weekend that I talked about, I moved to England to be missionary there for a few years. And one of the things they told us, they're like, your transition will be way better if you like pretty much cut contact with people. And they were like, I know. It was they were like, instead of trying to keep up with like everyone, like pick a couple people and like, you know, prioritize phone calls and things with them.
Right.
And anyways, I remember like for literally like those 2 years, like I would think about that weekend. I'm like, because lies would start to creep in, you know, like, am I forgettable? Like, no one's picking up the phone to call me. Like, why? Like, I'm here by myself. Like, it was just like, it was so easy to feel like so alone. And I would think back on that weekend and it would like help me remember the truth that like, no, these people love me. Like this, like that was like true friendship. Like that was like, these people wanted to know me, like they like wanted to have fun. I don't know, there's just like, there's just something about those relationships like you're talking about that they can really fill your love tank in like a way that really like you like use, you know, it's like it really is like a gasoline tank that like fuels you to be like confident and joyful and like assured of yourself and your place. I feel like
totally I feel like I didn't know what my friendships were lacking until I found like those kind of good life-giving friendships. But like, as someone who's just always been such a self-conscious person and someone who compares myself, and like I always just felt like I have to like hold myself in a certain way or only display certain parts of myself, like, or I have to earn people's affection, or like all those things.
Totally.
And then like a certain era of my life came around of like actually meeting true friends and people who are just like you rock, you know, like, and like who I like, and I guess like the feeling that comes to mind is like freedom to just like be me and not like micromanage every word coming out of my mouth and stuff. And like that experience, like those types of friendships are such a gift.
They are,
and we probably will revisit friendship on another episode, but like but I think that is kind of like a good inventory to take, like, or gut check to have of like, do I experience freedom in my friendships, my relationships? Like, do I feel free and accepted and like, yes, maybe challenged to be better in certain ways or whatever, but like, or am I hiding who I am or trying to control like every second? And like, because like I feel like everyone deserves those relationships of just like being totally themselves and totally free. And it leads to the best day ever.
Amen. Gifties, we hope you can relate, that you've had some best days ever. Sound off in the comments, DM us, or I don't know, fire up that group chat and remind people of the best day ever. Like, it's
get a Zoom meeting and put it on the calendar.
Exactly. All right, what are you unwrapping today, Jule?
Well, we really dove deep with best days ever, and that's okay because mine is a little lighter and fun. Okay, this week, Sarah, I am unwrapping musicals.
Yay!
Cut to like 3 hours later, we're like, oh, I guess there was actually a lot to say about this. But as I've established every episode, I like dorky stuff and I'm fueled by art and movies and books and stories, and one major category of that for me is for sure musicals. What is your relationship with the musicale?
I love a show tune. My dad was super into it. Like he went to St. John's in Queens, New York, and he did theater like in college.
Oh, no way.
It wasn't his major, but yeah, he did that. And then yeah, growing up, he would be in random community theater things.
Oh my gosh.
He like loved a family movie night musical, and then yeah, I just have like awesome fond memories of going to live theater like in the West End or wherever with my dad and my mom and stuff and my family. So yeah.
Do you have like a top couple musicals?
I do. I think it also depends on like movie form versus in person.
Yes.
Am I allowed to categorize them that way? Yeah.
Please.
I think the best musical I've seen in real life is a three-way tie, all very basic, but probably like Wicked, Lion King, and Guys and Dolls.
Okay. Slay, love.
Yeah, and then in movie form, I don't know. I did really like Les Mis, but Sound of Music will never be topped.
That is so true. Oh my gosh, there's so many. As we're listing these, I'm like,
I know.
Okay, we need everyone clear the schedule.
Went through a rent
We're gonna be
phase
here
for
for another
hour.
But yeah, I agree with a lot of those. I especially in like, I guess junior high and especially high school was a Wicked head to an embarrassing degree. And when like the rest of the nation caught up this last
honestly,
year,
I was behind.
I was like, welcome to the party, everyone. Like I was like, I attended Shiz. But she
went from Hogwarts to Shiz, you guys.
I like my friend from growing up, Anna, who I've mentioned, like we would sing Wicked with our full hearts. Like I was obviously an alphabet, and Anna was like sweet, cute Glinda, and we would just belt it out. And then it even carried into like another friend of mine, TJ, who I always mentioned from college. When I met him in college, we just sent something in each other. We were like, we should have a music night, and like. We were just in his apartment playing the piano and screaming musical songs, and like so I have videos of us during the pandemic reenacting Wicked, just he and I alone. We were mentally unwell, but so that holds a special place in my heart, even though like over the years I've kind of, you know, some of the gloss of Wicked has gone away where I've been like, this is dumb in many ways, but it's still like the memories of how much I loved it. So that was major. Also, so I'm, as I mention every episode, I'm one of 10 kids, and every night after dinner we would like have different jobs to clean up the kitchen and get the house in order. And when we would clean up, we would always listen to Newsies, the soundtrack from the motion picture. And like to the point where we became like impoverished boys in New York. Like I'd be like leaning over the sink scrubbing something. I'd be like, "That's my cigar." Like we're talking in full Brooklyn accents. Like my mom would come in. We'd be doing like a full choreographed like carrying the banner. Like we're like tossing brooms to each other. So that's a major one. Shout out to the fam. And I guarantee like even sometimes it'll be like Christmas Eve or something and we're cleaning up, and if someone just like presses play and we hear the first like notes of like King of New York, like everyone surrender. We're just like, we're doing this, we're doing it now. So that was major. I grew up loving Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom. That was the first one I ever saw live.
Same. Okay. I think. Phantom of the Opera for sure. Les Mis, loved. I always was like convinced I was gonna like star in Les Mis, and I was convinced I was like an Eponine, and it's like, girl, you were a Madame Thénardier. And then in high school, I was in several musicals. I
was not, and I regret it.
Really?
Yeah.
You were an athlete. That's cooler. I was a freak.
Know. At the time, I feel like, I was like, I wouldn't dare. But then High School Musical came out.
Yeah, that did big things.
It did.
High School Musical and Glee. Suddenly people were like, what are those theater kids up to? Like,
totally, yeah.
But yeah, I was in all the plays, and I've always been sort of like a tall, matronly sounds harsh, but I always had looked beyond my years as a child and high schooler. And so I had this like curse where I was always cast as either the mom or the comic relief, like in or the villain in plays. Like I was never like the love interest, obviously. And so I played like the mom in Bye Bye Birdie or like these, but yeah, I always just had some kind of role of like a mom or an old lady. And then finally my senior year, we did Sweeney Todd. Are you familiar with that? And in Sweeney Todd, the lead woman is like the motherly comic relief character. And I was like, ding dong, my wagon to stardom is here. Like, and so I practiced all summer and I got the part. And
wow. Okay.
That's the only time I've ever been the lead.
Congrats. That's awesome.
It was major. But I just, I feel a lot of joy, and they've been a gift in my life with, musicals in general. Awesome.
That's so fun. Yeah, I forgot about Newsies, which is a travesty. My dad was big in like The King and I.
Oh yeah. And you rewatch that, you're like, none of these people are from the country they're pretending to be from.
We were also big. Every 4th of July, my dad would have us watch 1776.
Oh, I like only saw that one time. I can't remember it well.
Yeah, there's a few of like the sibling inside jokes about certain lines from that musical. But fun fact about that musical is that Mr. Sweeney or Mr. Feeney, sorry, Sweeney Todd, Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World is in it.
Oh my gosh,
he's the founding father.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Anyways,
were you on like when the Hamilton wave came? Did you ride that?
Okay, so crazy story about how I got into Hamilton was one. Briefly, it was like in the spring. I have no idea when that came out, but it had been popular and I had not gotten into it, and I was gifted Garth Brooks tickets in a city 8 hours away. And so my little brother hops in the car with me and we drive to Kansas City from Denver to go to this concert. And in the car he was like, have you listened to Hamilton yet? And I was like, no. And so we listened to it front to back, and he was like explaining to me like the history of what was going on at the time and stuff, and I feel like it was like so fun to like learn from him. And then I go to summer training for Focus, and I think that was the soundtrack of the summer.
Okay, that's
and
so fun.
You specifically were really into it. So.
Yeah, there was definitely a summer that I was into it. Musicals are the best. Honorable mentions also go to Funny Girl starring Barbra Streisand.
Okay, I have not seen that.
It was a foundational text for me. I thought I was Barbra Streisand. There, like, I just have so many memories of standing on a chair in my kitchen, just like, I am meant to be a star. Like, and now I'll be at my desk at work, and I'm like, you really did not chase that hard enough. Like,
honestly.
But yeah.
A standout for me was the Brandy Cinderella.
Oh yeah.
In my own little corner, in my own little chair.
To say.
Yeah, that's iconic to me.
Yeah.
I would reenact that.
There's so many. And again, we probably will devote a whole episode to Sound of Music. Don't worry, guys, if you feel like we brushed past that, it's coming.
But
there's just so many good ones. I'm so glad
that you brought that today.
I want to call out, like, there are people in society who like just claim they don't like musicals. Get help and check yourself, because there is something repressed is happening. Because there is for sure a musical there somewhere that you like.
Totally.
Yeah. So
you know what? It's probably because their favorite is Cats and they're just too ashamed to admit it. So they have to just reject everything. Great gift today, Jule. That was so fun.
That was fun.
Well, okay. So we have closing segments on What a Gift. And the one we're playing today is called White Elephant.
Exciting.
You want to tell us what it is?
Yeah, so with White Elephant, we go through items from daily life, pop culture, random social artifacts, and we say whether we want to receive them, return them, or regift them. So, let's do it. What's in the jar.
Let's do it.
Gotta swirl them around.
Yeah, hopefully they're good.
Okay. Are you ready, Sarah?
I'm born ready.
Okay. Choco sandals.
I hate to say I'm a hard return. I think they make people's feet look like blobs. And I know people are like, they're so practical, you can do anything in them, and I'm like, I disagree. They are hideous and clunky, and I feel like there has to be a lighter weight version of whatever practicality they're bringing you.
Yeah, I guess I will kindly and generously regift.
You are kind and generous.
I do think there are some little hiker girls out there who can rock a choco, and I hope it's giving the support that it seems to. I personally, my feet are the size of water skis. So if I wear a bulkier piece of footwear, it really
accentuates.
And so I'm gonna regift. But
all right. Definitely not
God
sponsored.
bless our nature girls. Okay. Micro purses. So the teensy
tiny
purse.
Yeah. I want to say return, but I'll say regift.
Okay.
I don't really see the point, but if someone is detached from their phone, then they're useful. They're cute. You probably pop a lip gloss in there and your key and be on your way.
Think about that. So
you can't fit a phone.
That's crazy. Where is their phone?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Their husband's carrying it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to return. I'm the person who has like a bottle of mouthwash, a full-size hairbrush, enough tampons to like handle a colony of women. Like my purse is constantly like it's Mary Poppins. Like you can get whatever you need from there.
A colony of
women. Micro not for me.
It's useless to you.
Okay. Cold plunging.
Oh, okay. Have never done it like in the way that people use it for like health and wellness. I feel like I've gone into a river or lake when it's cold for fun. So yeah, I would probably also regift. I think it's adventurous. More power to you if you think it's helping your health. It's waking you up in the morning. Yeah. It's bonding for you and cold. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I feel like when I hear cold plunge, it's like immediate eye roll. Like the manosphere, the celebs in their backyard with their bucket of ice. Like there's something about it. I'm like, where people are like inventing austerity or like fight or flight or something, where I'm like, why don't you just have a hard life like the rest of us? And it release a lot of the same chemicals.
Sorry, fail at something.
Yeah, try being scared at every moment. It feels a lot like a cold plunge. But I also think I'm just bitter because I'm like I would kill to be just like somebody who walks out to their cold plunge in sauna every day.
A sauna I could get down on for sure.
But I'm going to bitterly return
I kept laughing for a second there because it was both like we were both wheezing.
I know. Sorry for the squeaking. But I will say, okay, cold plunge now, a polar plunge where it's like,
I feel like that's
guys, are we doing this? Like
that's what I'm more experienced in.
I'm all for something like that. That's like bonding and memory driven. Yeah.
Classic. All right, you got one more or no?
Sure, we could do one more.
Sorry, that's a
do I have
one? No.
Okay. Last one. Ugh. We should have stopped.
Don't read it.
No, the last one is neti pots.
Oh.
So for the layman at home, these are the little teapot you pour down your nose when you're sick.
Okay.
Have you ever used one?
Okay, I used it for the first time this summer. And, I used it for the first time correctly, I think, this summer. A few years ago, someone tried to help me with it, and I don't think it achieved or did what it wanted, and I was like, hard no. But then this summer, this girl taught me a different way, I guess, and loved it. Like, really? So gross and so weird, but like definitely works. And God. I'm receiving gladly.
I definitely am someone who, like, when I have like one nostril blocked or whatever, it becomes everyone's problem. I complain nonstop. However, the idea of waterboarding myself to fix it does not sound appealing. So I will return.
I used to be like that. Yeah. All right.
Wow, if we had a lot of rejects in there, but yeah. Gosh, it's always good to unwrap things with you, Sarah.
You too, Jule.
Gifties. Don't forget to follow us and make sure you rate, review, subscribe. If you ever want to join the convo, tell us your thought on our controversial white elephant takes. You can always DM us on Instagram. Sarah, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at Sarah Raw. What about you?
I'm on Instagram as well at Copacabana. The O is a 0. And yeah, it's been another fun one. Gifties. Hang in there. Don't forget that life is a gift.
So receive it.